How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have to take a look at the crypto market today, some of the top news, what's really happening, what's happening behind the scenes, and how to protect yourself because a lot of cryptos are going to go to zero. A lot of them are down really significantly right now, and there is a buying opportunity. We have some advice from some people that made it through the last bear market, and that's what I want to talk to you about here today. Now, I have to be quiet because after the crypto market and the stock market's fallen so much, I'm not actually allowed to talk about crypto in the house anymore. So I just have to keep the volume down. Just kidding, just kidding. I just have someone sleeping in the next room. Megan's taking a nap, so I have to be a little bit quieter. So I know some people will say that I sound sad or something in the comments. That's not the case. I just am trying to be a little bit courteous. So if you don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I appreciate that. This is not all doom and gloom, but I do think it's important to take a look at what the best route forward is because it does seem like we are in a bear market, or we have been in a bear market for a while here, with even Bitcoin being down, 55, 60% from its high. So I think it's important to take a look at all this and just be honest with ourselves. So I think there are some good buying opportunities, which we'll talk about. If you guys want, there is a link underneath the video to BlockFi. I would highly suggest signing up for it because they do have a special promotion right now in honor of Bitcoin Pizza Day, where if you buy $21 of Bitcoin, you get a slice of one Bitcoin, depending on how many people buy. You can get more or less. There's also the normal deposit bonus, so you get up to $250 when you deposit as well, and then you get part of this slice of Bitcoin. So pretty cool promotion. They also are coming out with something cool on their credit card, so I'll put a link to the credit card as well. You'll be able to earn as much as 10% back in crypto at thousands of retailers. So they're working with a new company to do this, and this is on top of the already 1.5% back you already get, and you can get Ethereum or Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies as well. So this is really cool. I would highly suggest signing up for this underneath the video as well. This is one of the only credit cards I use. Now, the crypto market is down today. If we look the 24-hour here, we're down by almost 4%. Bitcoin's under 29,000 again, and the stock market is being demolished as well. And we're talking some of the largest companies, right? Like Tesla down 10% here today, Google down 4%, Microsoft down a couple, Amazon down a couple. Really the only thing that's up is healthcare over here, and it's up just a few percent. So the market's being demolished. So many people are worried about stagflation, recession, inflation, and we're just barely moving up rates, right? We're still at a very low rate environment. And the fact is, we're having another taper tantrum where people are getting so fearful. Wall Street's getting so fearful. They're just willing to sell anything, really at any price. Tesla is down 50% from its high. Google is down, 30 or 40% from its high. Amazon's down 40% from its high. A lot of cryptos are down significantly as well. Bitcoin's down 55%, BNB down 56%, Ethereum 58%, ApeCoin 70%. Matic 75, Solana 80, AVAX 80, Hex 80, Luna 100% down. So many cryptos are just decimated, right? And some people think that it's going to get even worse. I mean, for the likes of something like AVAX or Avalanche, because Terra holds a significant amount of Avalanche and they have to raise money here soon, or it looks like they might have to. Avalanche is trying to buy this back from Terra and just give them money so they don't just sell it on the open market. It's an interesting time, right? There's so much fear. Bitcoin actually has held up pretty well. If I told you 5 months ago, 6 months ago that a company like Amazon would fall 40% from its high and Bitcoin would only fall 55%, I think that would be surprising to a lot of people. Or that Tesla would fall nearly 50% from its high and Bitcoin would only be down 55%. That would be very surprising to me. Now, I do think we have to take a look at what's happening moving forward, right? Because we are continuously going to raise rates. A lot of it is priced in, I believe, at this point. And there's a lot of fear, right? Still with the war, with inflation, stagflation. A lot of people are worried about a recession. Now, some people are taking big bets, though. For example, these are the Bitfinex longs, and you can see that they are betting really heavily on Bitcoin moving forward while the price of Bitcoin's going down. There's this inverse relationship where when Bitcoin pumps, they close their longs. When Bitcoin falls down, they open up their longs. You can see that we're at a very high amount of longs right now, and they're being pretty aggressive with this. I mean, this is going to be really interesting to see how this plays out, but you can see people are feeling very strongly about this. Now, there's also a lot of stacking going on. This is coming from Will Clemente. This is the supply held by retail. Massive dip buying. This is the second highest 7-day increase in their holdings ever. Look at this spike right here at the end. So a lot of people are adding to their bags. A lot of people want to hold more. They just want to accumulate more because they know where this is going long term. And I think this is telling because a lot of Wall Street, they are playing the short-term game, right? Whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's stocks, they're not necessarily buying what they think will do the best a year or two from now or even 5 years from now. They're looking for what's going to do well for them this next quarter or next couple quarters because they have to hit certain numbers to keep money under management to try to outperform other hedge funds and other big money. So they have to show good numbers all the time. So they're not necessarily looking too far into the future a lot of the time. While retail is stacking and they can look 10, 20, 30, 40 years out. Usually it's just a few years out, but you can see that people want to hold Bitcoin and are betting on it for the long term. Now, this is some advice coming from someone that made it through the 2018 bear market. They said, buy Bitcoin, hold your own keys, ignore the market price, stop gambling on garbage, get rid of leverage, work, stack regularly, prepare for financial collapse, take care of your family, use any extra time to learn new Bitcoin tools and services. Now, I think this is pretty good. I think a lot of cryptocurrencies are going to fall down 100%, right? We have how many cryptos? Almost 20,000 cryptos. How many can you name that actually do something? Maybe 100, 200? I think most of them, 95, 98% of them will fall to nothing eventually, right? They'll cycle through. The teams will die out. I've seen this happen over and over again. But some of the top cryptos will do extremely well, right? Once regulation comes as well, then large entities can invest in them and they'll be buying some of the largest cryptos out there. Of course, there will be some that try to do more of a VC type backing like what Binance does, but a lot of them will be focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these top cryptos. So I think that's good. Buy and hold Bitcoin because that's going to go down the least in a bear market. Hold your own keys. They're just saying, you never want to trust exchanges, especially through a bear market. Well, I'm not going to say exactly what I do, but most of my crypto is on exchanges. Ignore the market price, so don't get fudded out of your investment if it goes down, if it goes up. If there's a little bit of a bump, don't try to sell off the small little bounce, in the middle of a bear market. Stop gambling on garbage. Don't try to buy altcoins or crap coins that are down significantly in a bear market. Get rid of leverage because you can get wiped out. It wicks down and then you lose your position. Just work so that you can keep on stacking. You can keep on putting your money to work in Bitcoin. Prepare for financial collapse. So be prepared whether the crypto collapses or falls down dramatically, or just be prepared so that you have some money on the sidelines in case something goes wrong with your own job, and then you can still pay for things and you don't have to liquidate your position at the bottom. And then use extra time to learn more skills, essentially. So I think that's good as well, whether it's actually learning Bitcoin tools and services or you just learn something, right? Something that can make you some extra money. So I think there's a lot of fear in the market. Bitcoin is holding up better than I would have thought. A lot of altcoins are starting to bleed against Bitcoin now, which is why for the last couple months, I've only been stacking Bitcoin. I haven't really been buying any altcoins. I'll maybe buy Ethereum here and there, but I'm really focused on Bitcoin. Like 95% of what's going into crypto, probably 99% of what I've put into crypto over this year has been Bitcoin. So I think that is the way to go for now because it's going to be around. It's going to be around. It's going to fall the least. If we see some change in the macro environment, let's say all of a sudden the S&P and NASDAQ start moving up pretty quickly, Bitcoin's going to lead that, and then we can try to move money into some of these other alts if we want. But I still think that's risky unless we see some change from the federal government. They've already done a lot of their work by being so hawkish already, even though they haven't raised rates all that much so far. it's really calmed down the markets, and you can see that. You can see it already affecting inflation. You can see it affecting the stock market. They don't necessarily want to cause a collapse, right? They don't want recession. They don't want that right before the midterms. But you have to realize we could go through more pain. I mean, we went through a lot already with Bitcoin having there was 80,000 Bitcoin sold within days by Luna, all the other macro stuff happening. But I think it's really important to hold on to your Bitcoin now and to continue to invest in that as opposed to some of the altcoins that could bleed a lot against it over the coming months. Now, maybe you're saying, hey, I don't care. There's this altcoin project that I feel really strongly about. I don't care if I lose money for the next 2 or 3 years. I'm willing to put it in that as opposed to Bitcoin. And maybe that's the right play. Just know a lot of things can change over a year or two. And I don't think we're gonna have to wait that long for a bull market, but just know a lot can change. So you are taking added risk there because Bitcoin's gonna be around, but are all these altcoin projects gonna be around in a couple of years, especially if there's no money for marketing or for paying employees or something like that? It becomes much more risky as you go down the line, and there's less and less money to be had, less and less money that can just appear out of nowhere because people aren't throwing money at the market like they used to. So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Thank you so much. Again, check out BlockFi, whether it's their $21 promotion, just put $21 or more in Bitcoin to get a piece of that Bitcoin, or you can also check out their credit card. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.